On Tuesday, many of us will be celebrating St. Valentine's Day. It's become a mix of romance and commercialism, but who was St. Valentine? Kate Buckley's in Ireland on his trail.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Thanks so much.
I hope you have a great day. What do you know about St. Valentine?
Just that he's the man of love.
He is buried in Dublin, and that's what we know, and that's why we're so romantic.
Do you think that's why the city's so romantic?
Oh, what can I say? What can I say? What oohs and what love. Love.
St. Valentine could be the patron saint of flower sellers, the amount of business he does for them. And certainly here in Dublin's Moore Street, business is booming.
Oh, this for you,
Oh, look, he's giving it to you. That's so romantic. Happy Valentine. How long have you been together?
46 years.
Oh my word, what's the secret?
Don't know yet.
The Catholic Church recognises at least 3 different saints called Valentine or Valentinus, all of whom were martyred. Now, one of the stories is that St. Valentine was a 3rd century priest in Rome. And behind this rather humble facade is a church said to contain the relics of his body. Good to meet you.
And you were very welcome.
So, Father Brian, tell me, who was St. Valentine?
Now, there is a possibility that there was more than one Valentine, but the story that we like to hold on to here in White Hart Street is that he was a Roman priest who lived in the 3rd century, and during his ministry he brought couples together at a time when essentially that was forbidden.
So why were the couples not allowed to marry?
Well, it all had to do with the Emperor of Rome, Claudius II, who was sometimes referred to as Claudius the Cruel. Lovely name, isn't it, really? And for the military campaigns to be successful, Claudius II needed his young men to be fighting fit, and perished the thought that would be either lovers or wives or partners of any sort. He just couldn't allow that.
That resulted in execution for Valentine.
So he lost his head?
He lost his head, the poor man.
So he lost his head for love?
He did.
In 1836, it was Father Sprat, a renowned public speaker and preacher who gained recognition from Pope Gregory XVI for his dedication to Christianity, and was apparently given a reward of St. Valentine's remains.
And the gift was this wonderful casket which contains the reliquary of St. Valentine.
So it was like a present?
It was a present. So we got this beautiful reliquary.
The current Pope, Pope Francis, has urged churches to think again about St. Valentine's Day, that it might not just be a commercial opportunity, but an opportunity to reflect on the true nature of love.
And every Valentine's Day, couples come and have their rings and vows blessed in a time of prayer and reflection.
Although St. Valentine's own life ended in martyrdom, his legacy of love will endure forever. And who can ask for any more than that?
Later in the programme, I'll continue on my pilgrim trail as I hope to set out across the sea and reach Bardsey Island, if the weather holds out. For now, an uplifting soundtrack for any journey. Here's Angel Blue with her own composition, Sing.
Do you hear the sound of change growing louder through the pain? Praying hard to keep things going, Lord God, you're ever knowing, keep us planted on firm ground. Trying to go the extra mile may take a little while, but it will happen in God's time. Let us all sing, sing together. Let us all sing, sing till it's over. Joy will come in the morning like a fire blazing through the night. Looking toward our destination may take a little patience, it will happen in God's time. We must go the extra mile, may take a little while, but everything will be just fine. Let us all sing, sing together. Let us all sing, sing till it's over. Now you've reached your destination, don't forget your occupation, thanking God for all that He has done. It is His grace by which I stand, and now I lend a helping hand, praising Him for this journey. Let us all sing, sing together. Let us all sing, sing till it's over. Let us all sing, we'll sing as it's over. Let us all sing. Let us all sing.
For centuries, many thousands have walked the Pilgrim Trail here in North Wales, and a key stopping point is Aberdaron, right on the tip of the Llyn Peninsula. This used to be an inn where medieval pilgrims were offered a free meal before attempting to cross over to Bardsey Island, and for some it would be their last, as the waters of Bardsey Sound can be treacherous. The local church, named after St. Hoen, an abbot of Bardsey, was also a welcome place to shelter whilst waiting for fair weather. So I'm following the footsteps of quite a few pilgrims before me by coming into this little church.
You certainly are, yes. People would have brought their own food. They would have been eating in here, sleeping in here.
I see.
Whilst they're waiting for favourable conditions to go across.
So they could be here for quite a while.
Yes, they would have been. And people would have been here who were at the end of their lives, and that was why they were waiting to go across to Bardsey to die on the island, because it's regarded as the island of the 20,000 saints, because in those days anybody who became baptised was called a saint, and what they wanted to do was to actually die on Bardsey or to have their body taken there. It's a thin place between heaven and earth.
The area is not just a place of pilgrimage. Celebrated Welsh poet R.S. Thomas was parish priest at St. Hoen's and drew much inspiration from his time here.
He had a very strong connection with Bardsey Island, and one of my favourite poems is titled Pilgrimages, and it gives you some of the sense of
what people went through.
Of what people went through to get to the island.
There is an island there is no going to, but in a small boat, the way the saints went, travelling the gallery of the frightened faces of the long drowned,
And as far as you're concerned, how do you feel towards that place?
For me, it holds a very special place in my heart. I was estranged from the church for 25 years, but going to Bardsey, for me, that was the very first time I really connected with the sacred and the divine. I remember I walked up onto the top of the mountain and cried and cried and cried. And I don't know why, I was just completely overwhelmed with emotion. There is this otherworldliness about it.